Hi, my name is Alia, and I'm going to talk about the concept of home ownership. So, home ownership refers to the situation where an individual or entity has legal possession and control over a residential property. This ownership grants the rights to use, modify, and transfer the property as desired. Home ownership can involve purchasing a single family home, condominium, townhouse, or any other form of residential real estate. So, the financial stability and wealth accumulation means owning a home is typically the largest financial investment individuals make, like us, often representing a significant portion of their overall wealth. Home ownership allows individuals to build equity over time, which can serve as a financial safety net or be leverage for other investments. It provides tax benefits such as deductions on mortgage interest and property taxes, which can enhance financial security. So, in terms of social and community engagement, homeowners are generally more invested in their communities compared to renters, actually, because they own it. They own it instead of renting it. They actually have a fixed input, a fixed asset. They tend to participate more actively in civic activities, local elections, and community service. This engagement fosters a sense of belonging and responsibility towards neighborhood upkeep and improvement. And study indicates that children of homeowners perform better academically and exhibit lower rates of behavioral issues, contributing to healthier community dynamics. So, in terms of in the context of psychological, the psychological benefits that we have is the act of owning a home can enhance self-esteem and provide a sense of control over one's living environment. Like I said, you have a fixed asset. You paid for what's yours. You paid forever for what's yours, for what's going to be yours, instead of renting for something temporary, for something not permanent, for it to just not be yours at the end of the day. So homeowners often report higher levels of life satisfaction and emotional well-being compared to renters, obviously, because stability associated with home ownership can reduce stress and anxiety related to housing insecurity, leading to better mental health outcomes. This is why my dad always asked me to, instead of renting an apartment or a studio, it's better to get, like, when I'm big enough, when I have a future, when I'm married or something, he would want me to buy a house to have my own fixed asset rather than renting something temporarily. And the psychological influence that I got from the video that I watched from my senior is effective, which is you influence people to choose a residence, like how my dad influenced me just now. B, behavior, you influence the way of house selection, the way you select a house, you contemplate things, you weigh them, you weigh pros and cons and stuff. And C, cognitive, which is you influence the beliefs about the choices you made. Because after choosing them, after weighing them down, you gotta believe that that's right for you, that that's enough for you, that that's good for you. So the long-term investments are where real estate typically appreciates over time, making home ownership a viable long-term investment strategy. Homeowners can benefit from rising property values, which increases their net worth, actually. Unlike renting, where payments contribute to someone else's equity. This is what I mean. This is what I mean by not having your own asset, not having your own, not it being your own. Like, you're paying for something. How do I say this? You're paying to live there. You're paying for a shelter, but at the end of the day, you're just paying forever for nothing. Like, it gets to a point, but it's still not your own. It's still not yours. It's still the communities. It's not yours. I forgot the word. Unlike renting, where payments contribute to someone else's equity, mortgage payments contribute to the homeowner's own asset growth. It's like when you rent, when you want to settle in and you rent an apartment or a condominium, you're paying for the services as well. So you're paying for, like, the lifts, the gyms, the swimming pools, the accommodations. You get me? So when you paid for those, Basically, you're not just paying for the house, you're also paying for the commodities, including the parking and everything. So once you are out of it, my dad told me that you gotta find someone else to continue paying that, instead of rather than you having a fixed asset, right? Rather than you having your own home, you have your own parking, you have your own swimming pool if you're rich enough and stuff. You get to only pay. You get to pay all for yourself rather than paying for others, for other services, extra services. You're like lending, giving away money to it for it to be segregated, for it to be divided, rather than just spending it on yourself. So that's why I buy a house. The challenges of home ownership, despite of those benefits, there are side hustles that comes with it, like financial responsibility. Homeowners must manage ongoing expenses such as mortgage payments, property taxes, maintenance costs, and insurance. Failure to meet these obligations can lead to foreclosure. Which comes with affordability issues. The combination of high mortgage rates and rising home prices has led to significant affordability challenges. A recent survey indicated that only 23% of consumers believe it is a good time to buy a home, reflecting widespread concerns about affordability in the market. While mortgage rates are expected to decline modestly, they may not drop enough to improve affordability for prospective buyers significantly. Illiquidity. Real estate is not easily liquidated compared to other investments like stocks. Like, if you're buying a house, you can't just give it away for it's not an easy process for you to just simply give it away, rather than other things that you're buying, like other minor things. Because house is a big thing, real estates are a huge thing. It's tanah, so it's not that easy to get rid of. Selling a home can take time and may not yield immediate cash when needed. However, there's this lock-in effect where many current homeowners are reluctant to sell due to having locked in lower mortgage rates. This lock-in effect contributes to the low inventory problem, as sellers hesitate to enter the market when they would have to take on higher rates for new mortgages. So the market risks includes the housing market can fluctuate due to economic conditions, potentially leading to depreciation in property value. So the importance of home ownership for all in a social and economic context is social importance of home ownership. Home ownership fosters stability within neighborhoods. Home ownerships are more likely to invest in their properties and remain in one location for longer, enhancing community ties and relationships among residents. Like my friend, she was my neighbor, and yeah, we because she had a home. She had a home. She had a home before, and it really does enhance community ties, because I grew up with my neighbors. In my own taman, in my own park, I live among familiar faces because I grew up with the same faces, because I've been there since young. I was there since young. So it really enhanced the relationships among residents because you grew up with them, basically. Because it's a fixed asset. You don't pindah randa. You're staying at one location for longer. This stability contributes to a supportive environment where neighbors know each other and collaborate on local initiatives, and which leads to civic engagement. Homeowners tend to be more involved in their communities through participation in local governance, volunteer work, and neighborhood associations. This increased civic participation stems from a sense of responsibility towards their community, leading to enhanced public services and community improvements. Like, when you live in a taman, in a park, ramai-ramai, you're going to create like environments. There's going to be events like gotong royong, tanam pokok, and stuff like that. You really enhance the bond, the bond amongst the neighbors. Factors influencing the choice of houses in Malaysia regarding location, proximity to work and amenities. Buyers often prioritize locations that are close to their workplaces to minimize commuting time. So that's really important, because if you want to get to work on time, you wouldn't want to deal with traffic jam on a daily basis, unless that's the last resort. So access to essential amenities such as schools, hospitals, shopping centers, and public transport also significantly influences location choices. The location that I'm living in right now, the one that my dad picked, is very strategic because behind our house, it's like a walk away, literally a walk away. We have pizza, we have saloon, we have clinics, lots of clinics actually. We have Guardian, we have Mama, we have a car shop, a car working shop, hardware. We have hardware, we have sweets, a lot. It's very, very, very strategic, and I'm really, really proud of him for making that choice, because I didn't expect it to, be very, very, very helpful in the future. Anyway, natural disaster risks. You gotta also take consideration for natural disaster risks. Awareness of potential natural disasters, including floods or landslides in certain areas, can deter buyers from choosing specific locations. Developers are encouraged to consider these risks when planning new housing developments. Might actually consider this as well when picking our own house, because we lived on a hill. Like it's a terrace. It's a taman, and there's a terrace, and it's a bit slopey, it's a bit hilly, and ours is like here. So you know how Malaysia, Selangor has lots of floods, right? So luckily I'm like on the incline of the hill instead of kat bawah. I'm somewhere there, so the water just flows down. Yeah, the water just there's benefits for me lah, but sometimes it's a bit flooding here. But that's why it's important to choose to take consideration for natural disaster risks, because anything can happen. Price. Affordability. Price remains one of the most significant factors influencing home buying decisions. Buyers assess their financial capabilities, including household income and existing financial obligations, to determine what they can afford. Government housing schemes. Various government initiatives aim to assist first-time homebuyers, especially those from lower income brackets, like My Home Program and Rent-to-Own schemes. These programs often provide financial support or incentives that make home ownership more accessible. In terms of personal needs, life stage and family size, the stage of life, like single, married, or with children, influences the type of house desired. Families may look for larger homes and multiple bedrooms, while singles might prefer small apartments or condominiums. Like me, I prefer one-floored houses because it's easier. It's easier to get anywhere. Saves so much time and energy. House type and design preferences. Buyers often have specific preferences regarding the type of house, like terrace, like I said just now, like my house, semi-detached or high-rise, and its design, like modern versus traditional. Lifestyle choices and personal tastes shape these preferences. Future growth considerations. Buyer may consider potential future needs such as space for children or home offices, which can influence their choice of property size and layout. And in terms of eligibility, your income level. A buyer's income level directly impacts the eligibility for financing options and housing schemes. Higher income typically provides more purchasing power and access to better financing terms. Creditworthiness. A good credit score is essential for securing favorable mortgage rates. Buyers are encouraged to check their credit status before applying for loans to ensure that they meet lender requirements. And the government incentive awareness. Knowledge of available government incentives can significantly affect decision making. Buyers who are aware of programs designed to assist them financially are more likely to pursue home ownership. Issues related to house selection, like finance. High interest rates. The rising interest rates set by Bank Negara Malaysia have increased the cost of borrowing, making mortgages less affordable for many potential homeowners. This situation can deter first-time buyers who may already be struggling with other financial commitments. And if you have insufficient savings for down payments, many individuals, particularly young and low-income earners, like students and stuff, find it challenging to save for the substantial down payments required for home purchases. The average down payment can be around 10% of the property value, which can be a significant hurdle. So the suggestions that I suggest is to have government support programs. Like the government should have some support programs to expand initiatives like the My Deposit scheme and offer more stamp duty exemptions that can alleviate financial burdens for first-time buyers. And to have flexible loan structures, such as to introduce more flexible mortgage options, such as lower initial payments or lower initial payments, or longer loan tenures that could help make home financing more accessible. And that is all. Thank you.